one question for you on this Tuesday night. What would you do for $1 million? Well, we don't have $1 million tonight, but we will have bragging rights. It's a special night here on Midnight Broadcasting Network, the All-Star event featuring past two seasons of winners and those that have been able to race their way into this very exclusive event. Tonight is going to be all about bragging rights. You can bring home one of two things, the steering wheel or the trophy. Either one will be acceptable here tonight. I'm Alexander Ned, about to be joined in the booth here by Will, and also a driver that knows what it's like to race with these guys week in, week out, Marcus Edub. I just got to join the party there, and we will hear from them shortly. But I wanted to give you guys and set up what we expect to be a great, short, but jam-packed event here on NASCAR Heat 4. We will be racing at Chicagoland on Times 3 Wear. And again, these guys are not racing for points. They're not racing for, a win. It's not point racing at all. This is all strictly for bragging rights. Who is the best? The setup that you bring here could make you one of the best here on MBN. Now, let me go ahead and join the party here. Give me 1 second while I blue screen. And there we are. We are live currently, and again, joined in the booth by Will and Marcus Edub. I want to welcome Marcus. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us here for tonight's special event. It is going to be like no other that we've seen all race season long.
Yeah, man, I'm kind of excited for this thing. No points on the line, just strictly bragging rights. Let's get it on.
Tony Stewart was said he'd wreck his own grandma to win this race, and I expect we're going to see that tonight. In the real world, we saw Kyle Larson snap a winless victory with a win here at Charlotte and $1 million into his bank account. We don't have that much cash here, but we will have the bragging rights. Marcus, what would a win in this event do for your status in the Pocono Raceway Cup Series? Well, these drivers, it's a different mindset tonight, but you're still on the racetrack. You're still trying to get everything that you can. What does that mean as far as strategy here tonight? Will we see any?
You're definitely going to see a little bit of strategy. The first race to open, which actually we had 3 qualifiers that hasn't won a race yet here at midnight, qualify in. We have one of our Xfinity League driver regulars and 2 of our Cup drivers that have yet to catch the checkered flag this season qualify in. There wasn't much strategy left there. It was basically just hammer out, close your eyes. Hopefully we'll see a little more patience in this second event here in the real All-Star race. It's going to be a good one, guys.
All right, well, I'll give you the quick race settings here, presented to you by NASCAR Heat 4. Again, each one of these drivers using a custom race setup. 3 drivers were able to race their way in. We will expect to have a full field, and we'll give that to you here momentarily. Again, custom race setup. All these drivers will be racing this. It's a shorter race with damage on 25%, but times 3 the normal tire wear, so these guys will have to make a pit stop. I do want to see exactly how many laps that will be, and I do believe, yes, 67 laps, just 67 circuits around this 1.5-mile racetrack. And again, new for Midnight Broadcasting Network, the All-Star event. It's not going to be held at Charlotte, the home track for this usual event in the real world. We will be placing it at another 1.5-mile racetrack couple hundred miles away in Chicagoland Speedway. That's been known to have some great finishes as of late. Alex Bowman saw himself go to victory lane for the first time ever in the 2019 Monster Energy Cup Series, and we can't not forget the great finish that we saw last year in 2018 between Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson there. That's a finish that we still talk about to this very day.
Yeah, it's definitely going to take part here, as in the real world. We got some drivers on a hot streak as well. Fluffy has, he's had the fastest machine. Actually, we just got an invite, Alex.
Yes, I do see that. So the green flag is about to be waving here, folks. Real quick. We'll make sure to invite you. Marcus, who is your pick to win here tonight?
Honestly, it's kind of hard, speaking that you got, gold leaguers and, except one, being Deadpool and everything. But, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to have to go on my team owner, Fluffy. I mean, Fluffy's been killing it, for the team. And honestly think he's gonna find that spark, find that magic, and, take home $1 million in that bank account, baby. Bring it over to Ralph.
Will, you were a part of the Open there. What did you like seeing in that 13% race earlier?
Well, to be honest with you, I started on the pole. We did a random drawing. We had a couple fast guys, a couple cup guys starting the rear. A couple of them bounced off a few people. I got 3 wide, booted out the lead kind of early into the event. I just want to see a little more patience practice. There's a lot of recklessness, a lot of got to go right now. To be honest with you, there's a couple of guys that transferred should have, but there's a couple guys that unfortunately are sitting out of this race that do deserve to be there and had quick cars, but just the luck wasn't on their side this evening. So.
All right. The venue has changed. The drivers have changed. But the goal is still the same. Who is going to bag $1 million in bragging rights? We are about to find out. The green flag is out. We're racing the All-Star event at Chicagoland.
Yeah, it looks like Keffer takes him off into turn 1. Stretching his legs out on that 88 car. The 13 shoots down at the bottom. Oh, it looks like got a little loose coming off.
Oops. All right. All right, guys. I think I had a little problem. I don't think anybody was able to hear me because I didn't have my thing to party. But I thought I did, but apparently when I look back, I didn't. So hopefully the viewers at home, they can hear you, boy.
We're not crazy, guys. We were really talking to Marcus.
He was really here, folks. And hopefully he's been able to. Did you fix it now?
So sorry about that, guys.
Did you set it to always allow now?
Let's get the show on the road.
Okay. Are you into the race already?
Yep. We in the race, and I have it pulled up on my phone.
Alrighty. Look at them fan out. J.R.M. Heffer's been able to use that pole position to his advantage. He strings out to an early lead, followed by the 13 car, but they are double wide. You see Slade and Diesel fighting for that third position. Slade on the inside, 3 wide just behind them. Looks like Mark RPM's stuck in the middle.
Shoot, man. I'm gonna go. Let's go. Let's go be on the 12.
12 car out in the wall.
Big D Destroyer. Yes, he was fighting for that third position there. And excuse me, I mixed up him and Diesel there, but he had contact perhaps with his teammate, and that sent him all the way to the back of the pack.
And once again, Alex, they're both running that yellow paint scheme to just throw us another curveball up here in the booth.
You're right.
As they did a few weeks ago.
But I'm back here. I'm back here with Big D. I mean, he's not too far behind, but you know how everything goes. Once everybody gets single file, you tend to lose the draft. So, I would kind of use this as an advantage while those guys are still maybe too wide to get back up there. Maybe he could catch the draft of the 31 and maybe pull back up, but I don't know if that's going to happen because those guys are starting to, inch away.
The sense of urgency trying to get here to a front. It's a short race here, but you need to get to the front clear quickly. How hard do you push the car here, especially on a times 3 tire road?
Well, you're definitely going to see a tremendous fall off. You're going to see these guys, you can actually get 21 laps of fuel. Some may be able to stretch it to 22. Tires are really going to be sketchy at that. So you're going to see a lot of strategy still into play, but comes down to 10 to go. I think all gloves be off.
Here comes the 17 car. Fluffy Marcus, your team owner. They're already driven up to second place now, setting his sights on the 88 car, JRM Keffer. They're all using the apron. Remember, there is no out-of-bounds line. That apron really just the guiding a line for these guys, but you can definitely go below it, and you're going to see those drivers use that
43 goes up the track
long.
a little bit.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
But,
for the lead, here comes the 17 car, taking a look underneath the 88.
No, that's the team owner, baby.
Yeah, he didn't waste no time dropping the inside. He's got the 13 in tow.
Fluffy to the point.
17 in the lead with the 13, and the 88 right behind them. Everybody's trailing, but if you slowly look back, that second big pack is starting to catch him a little bit. So, I mean, if that big pack comes right back up, it's going to be a little factor in this. Everybody could cause to get maybe 2, maybe 3 wide, because even in the opening, guys were busting 2, 3 wide. So, maybe they just could be taking it easy, but
there's a lot more patience being shown in this race than the open, that's for sure.
Riding along with the 31 car, who was able to get his way in, running just outside of the top 5, running in, I believe, in the 10th position there, having a ho-hum type of day there, right in front of, or right behind the 21 of Slade.
Dude, speaking of Slade, I'm on his onboard right now. He's in with this little pack. Maybe if they could get single file, they could start catching this lead. Catching those group little threes, because I mean they're right there. So
Marcus,
maybe
I want to ask about that here. You guys usually chat in a party during the race. What's the sense like when you can see the leader starting to drive away and you're in a second pack like this, 2 and 3 wide racing? Is there conversation amongst you guys to say, hey, let's get single file, or are you guys all just racing for position?
I mean, honestly, it depends. It depends on where everybody is, If it's, me and about 3 or 4 of the Fords, and we're sitting there, maybe 2 wide trying to fight for a position, and if we see, like, the lead pack, starting to pull away, we'll tell each other. We'll sit there and be like, hey, look, man, they're getting away.
Keffer into the outside wall. Hard hit after contact with the 13, and damage is on. That was a significant contact that might have added a second on the pit stop if he wants to fix that damage there, but that was a considerable hard hit.
I don't think damage is on.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I thought damage wasn't. My bad. He got away with one.
Thank goodness.
Oh boy, man, if David was on.
That 17 looks really fast, yeah. That 17's always fast, week in, week out. You've seen some wins get away from him. He's able to capitalize a couple weeks, but he's lost more than he's won, considering how he's ran up front in every single event this year so far.
And actually, the lead change there, he was able to get around. So that might have been the 17 that hit the wall there, and maybe he's trying to get caught back up. We're running along.
88 hits the wall.
Big crash. 88 is around on the backstretch. Yellow flag is out.
Didn't check up at all.
And major damage on the front end of the 88 machine. That would tell me that damage is on. And he's going to have to take that to the attention of his pit crew there. Significant nose damage on the front end of that 88 Chevrolet.
Man, I seen it. I seen it, man. I mean, coming out of turn 2, I had that problem as well. Coming out of turn 2, your car just gets a little bit loose, and maybe if you just overcorrect it a little bit, or maybe trying to get it back together, you will cause a spin, and that just looks like what happened. It looked like he just overcorrected and just tried, after he getting loose. And I had that happen before during the open, so you won't be expecting, You be expecting that a little bit once these tires start to fall off.
What also, happened was the fact that was in front of the field, and so the 13 and the 17 car, they had nowhere to go. They were right there with him. The green flag is back out. We'll get a lap count here for you shortly, but Galen in that 13 car. Look at the 19 of voltage, taking a look underneath, almost thinking about 3 wide action as they get into turn 1 up to speed for the first restart of the night.
13's out front. You got the 19 followed by the 24 and the rest of the whole field. Got 19 going to the inside of the 13, and you also seen it during the opening. If you guys could go back and look, that outside line will not get going unless you have a few people. It will not get going.
It's definitely a numbers game out there on that outside. If you got 4-2, you may get something going, but that inside
3
line
wide. Jobs trying
dominant.
to thread the needle, looking on the inside of the 13-43 car. Also washed up the track. Here comes Slade taking advantage. Contact, and Slade made contact. Is he around? He's able to gather it up. Also, way in the back of the pack is the 88 car, who's trying to rebound from that earlier spin. He was leading when that happened. Here comes the 17 car and the 13. They make contact heading into turn 1.
Hold on. Is it caution?
It does look like the yellow flag is out. Did we lose a driver on the backstretch? I don't know.
Are they?
I don't know. Slade is yet to
His
gather
stage
to
is
the
on?
pack. So, I don't think the stages are on, to be honest with you. I don't know why they would put on stages on a 25% race.
Let's
but they may,
get that confirmation. Let's get in with Jerem Keffer. I know he's on, because that will be able to.
Yeah, stages are on. Stages are on. They're going into stage 2.
Just keeping in with tradition. Everything's last second around here, so we didn't know the exact rules of engagement.
Don't worry, guys, we got you. But yeah, they're going into stage 2.
So we got Bags bringing home the victory of stage 1. Got that 19 car up front.
And normally within NASCAR rules, if you remember the All-Star event this year, if you win a stage, you'd be able to start first for that all-important last stage. That will not be the case here. We just have stages right now, but it does allow these guys the chance to make adjustments.
Nose off of the 17.
All right, guys.
It looks like he's got. Oh man, he's doing it again. That's how he got in this race.
Guys,
aggressive move to the inside, and here comes the 43 car. Help from the 24 Jobs. And the 43 Mike RPM to the point. Double wide action throughout the rest of the field.
They're those guys trying to get that outside going again. And like I said, it's a number game. If you have a whole bunch of people on the bottom, that outside will not work. It will be hard to get to work if it's only you and maybe like one other person. If that bottom has like 6, at least more than 2 than the outside, then yeah, it's not gonna work. So honestly, since stages are on, I honestly would take this stage to learn everybody's car. Learn everybody how they drive, and come out stage 3 with a banger. But they're on lap 3 of 17 of stage 2, so hey.
Man, this is almost looking like a hornet's nest at over 180 miles an hour. Mike RPM trying to look in his rearview mirror, trying to figure out what lane do you block. Here comes Slade looking underneath. Haven't talked much about him. He's found his way inside the top 5.
Yeah, coming back from that earlier spin. It's like the end of stage 1, actually.
Oh, Big D Destroyer in the middle.
12 makes contact with the 19. They keep it.
Now you're side by side like this, Marcus, and you have the sense of urgency to get to the front, but you also want to protect your race car here. What is more important at this stage of the race?
I mean, well, you obviously want to keep a clean car. You want your car as clean as possible. You don't want no damage or anything, and you most definitely don't want to get shuffled to the back. So, just like I said, I would take stage 1 and stage 2. Just learn how these guys drive, how your car drives, and what adjustments you need to do, and come out stage as they're 3 wide. But Slade goes right back in line. But figure your car out. See what adjustments you need to make. If it's tight, loosen it up, and if it's loose, tighten it up a little bit. and just go balls to the wall, last stage.
Lots of give and take right now, but contact between the 22 Diesel and Fluffy. Going to send Fluffy all the way to the back of the pack right there.
It looks like that 21 car is kind of strong. It looks like he keeps getting a run, but that 43 is able to keep cutting his nose off, stay in the lead out front.
Riding up high from the Goodyear blimp, taking a look at the rest of the field. 2 and 3 wide action happening. Looks like the 21 car has been able to be pushed. Kind of looking like a Talladega or Daytona draft. The 12 and the 22 able to push the 21. Keep in mind, those are all Penske-affiliated race cars. Now we have a 2-car breakaway at the front of the field, double wide for third place as Jove's taking a look underneath, and Fluffy has made that inside line once again work. Wow, the 43 car has been very loose off the corner. That's not the first time we've seen that sideways 43, and it looked like the 21 car tried to take advantage to the outside. He had a look, but thought better of it.
And like I said, that I honestly think that's going to be the trouble spot during this All-Star race. Turn 2, coming out of there, if you don't come out of it right, or maybe your car just is, your tires are worn, you will get that effect, and you will start sliding to the outside, and you're going to come loose. That's what I experienced, and that's what Will experienced. Us two being in the opening. So.
Plus, you can't forget about coming out of turn 4, the ghost hole. There's a little spot on the track that will shoot you down towards the infield grass. You'll miss pit road, but it'll shoot you straight to that grass, which actually, we've seen a couple cars actually ran across that in the open and actually just went ahead and backed out.
Are we surprised at how well the draft is playing, especially in this game? As 31 car almost cut from the top of the racetrack to the bottom.
Man, the 17, 12, 43 is 3 wide. The 12 backs out of it, but that puts Fluffy here in second behind Slade.
Not quite sure if you guys are on the racetrack here leading. What car do you not want to have in your rearview mirror?
He's sitting right there in second place. He's sitting right there in second place and is trying to charge for Slade's bumper. I would not want that 17 behind me, because everybody knows the 17's fast. The 17's won like what? Maybe three races, I want to say.
And he's had a handful of races to get away from that he maybe should have won.
But
strategy come into play, maybe he's a little too fast.
But that 21, the 21 of Slade, he is not giving up so easy. He is not letting that bottom line go. And like I said, if you can get that bottom line going, and if you can have some people go with you, that outside will fade.
It did look like he went up to block right there, the 17 car, and then went right back to the bottom, but that did. Oh, in the wall!
Oh, Slade's in the wall! 17's around, the 31 is in fall, the 24. It's a big
crash out
crash.
Of turn 4. The 24
Caution
was
is
damaged.
out.
Wow, the 88, half the field wrecked once the leader hit the wall.
Man,
Major damage. Look at all these race cars are going to have to take to pit road and fix this.
The 31, the 24,
the
43
43 has
17.
damage. It'd be easier to tell you who did not get any damage on that. 21 we saw with the fact that the 13.
Looks like the 88 came out clean.
22 might have unscathed. 19 car looks pretty clean. And the 88. Wow.
Things can change.
Second time we've seen our leader have trouble and it become an issue for the entire field.
The 19's back out front along with the 12.
Only 3 cars made it out there without any significant damage. The 19, the 12, and the 13. The rest of the field all had damage because of that move. We will restart here.
All right, guys, we're coming to the two to go to the end of the stage.
3 laps to go, actually.
3 laps.
Voltage on the inside there. Here comes Fluffy taking a look underneath. 3 wide in the back of the pack. The 19 of Voltage is trying to get away.
Winner of stage 1 as well. He's found his way back to the front of this pack again at the end of stage 2.
That's Voltage in that 19 car.
Looking strong tonight.
He is.
This is all for bragging rights here, but nothing would make you happier than saying, hey, I won stage 2. Let's go get him for stage 3. Here comes the 19. Help from the 13, and I believe that is the 12. It is.
Yeah, the 12.
13. See, and this is what I want to be doing. I would back, I would, give a little bit of space, and I would try to get them run. I mean, I know it's kind of hard because, everybody's in line, but I would try to get just that one little run. Oh, I'm sorry. I would try to get that one little run. Just that one little run, and maybe not dive bomb, but maybe time it.
Taking a look underneath the 13 car, trying to get there. He cannot. The 19 car going to clear, and the 13 car left in his wake. Voltage will win stage 2. Whoa, it was close.
That was close. Hold on. I can get the results for you. Give me 1 second. They just crossed the stage.
Sweeping both stages. But as you know, the all-important stage 3, it really counts who's the winner when that checkered flag drops.
All right, guys. And your stage results is Voltage comes out in first after that close call with Galen in second. Big D Destroyer in third. Mike RPM in fourth. And Big D round out the top 5.
Guys, what did we learn from that first and second stage?
Well, I mean, they should know by now that one or two people at the top isn't gonna commit. But it's not about that. It's about this final stage right here. We're about to see chaotic. We're about to see a whole bunch of mess go down. Let's get it, baby.
I like the way you think there, Marcus E-Dub. Let's put him back under the green flag. 19. He's won 2 stages. Can he win the last one? The rest of the field all chasing him. Does the big one break out once more? We're racing at Chicagoland. 25 laps.
Bags is already out to a little bit of lead, but here comes the 12 on the outside. Let's see if anybody's gonna go with the 12. Nope, everybody's just lined up on the bottom. You got a few cars going on the outside, but like I said, if you don't have more cars than the bottom on the outside, it's not going to work. So they're going to slide to the back a little bit unless they can find just the smallest of gaps.
He was able to gather it up. You see that 17 car coming in strong, sticking his nose down in that bottom lane.
24 car
the 24 chases it up the track.
And the 12 had to play victim to that once again. Big D Destroyer, he'll find himself now behind the 24 after a mistake right there. 3 wide.
Oh, the 13 is going to send it down in there. He licked the stamp and melted off, buddy. He's gone.
New leader, the 13 car. To the point. Here comes Fluffy, though, taking a look underneath their side-by-side. Voltage left to the high side. They're trying to see if the outside lane could get some momentum. 17 car brushes the apron. He'll wash up the racetrack. Now the 19 car will do the crossover move. And they're side-by-side. Wow, loose off the corner of the 43 and the 24.
It's like a whole bead nest back here in this little pack right here.
And it has fragile written all over it. We're on board with the 88 car right now. He's trying to figure out what lane do you go with.
You want to know something? That 19 has looked strong all night. He has overtaken Fluffy and is back in second stage and has his mark set on that 13 car. That 19 did not come
Jason
to play.
Keffer pounds it out of 2.
Oh, man, I saw that.
I think he had a little bit of help.
The 31 gets into, I want to say, the 12 a little bit. Looks like the 31's having a little bit of a trouble.
On board with our camera on the 88 car, he does have damage to the right side of that machine. And as you mentioned as well, the 31 and the 22, I believe, right behind them. These are all guys.
That's the 12.
Or excuse me, the 12. That's right. Big D Destroyer, who's been a victim of other people's mistakes. That's a consequence of this pack racing that we're seeing with this drafting package that's new here for NASCAR Heat 4. You can't get away from one another.
You sure can't hide from nobody on the track, that's for sure. You really got to trust in who you're actually racing around. Sometimes you get wrapped up in some overzealousness. As everybody calm down and straighten everything out, everybody should follow the leader, one abreast, all the way back.
I'm looking on Jason Keffer's on board right now, and he does have damage. So it's gonna play a little factor in this.
But if anybody can recover with a strategy move, which may have forced his hand, The 88 car is going to do it though for sure.
These guys will need to make a pit stop under green.
Yeah, we got the 24 car actually getting up in the mix. He's the only car that came out of the open that's continued to show speed throughout the All-Star race.
And Jobs, he is new he's considered a rookie right now this year here. He's been oh so close to get the win, but has yet to put that 24 car in victory lane. Could we see it tonight?
I don't know. He's had a lot of strong runs, Alex. I don't know how many second place finishes he's had.
Oh man, it looked like the 24 just gave the bumper to the 13. That's gonna throw the 24 out in front. 13 falling back. Here comes the 22, the 19, and the 43 on the inside.
Diesel haven't talked much about him at all tonight there, but now taking a look on the inside of Jobs, it looked like the 13 car went to block the 24 car, and he hit the apron as well as the 24 car not letting off. That allowed the 24 car to take advantage, but he was unable to keep the inside line to his advantage, and now the 22 has it with help from the 19. Side by side, 3 rows deep.
Yeah, that Penske number 22 has been strong all year as well, guys. He's looking to see if he can bite his way for this All-Star win tonight.
You know, we talk about those guys that are in the back of the pack not being close enough, but that could play into their strategy because if a wreck breaks out right now, you don't want to be that close.
You're right. And if a wreck breaks out, I mean, you know, everybody's car is junk, but the people behind them, so, hey, everybody's going to be in there getting fixed up. And, hey, just throw it back out on the track. But, I don't know.
These guys also racing side by side with one another is going to slow those guys down, and it punches a big enough hole in the air that they're able to use that to their advantage as well. Look at the 19 car, put the 22 in the middle, 3 wide, he'll have the position as they go into turn number 3, voltage to the inside of the 22 and the 24. Fluffy on the outside, 4 wide briefly as they round off the southern end of the speedway. Contact, and the 22 puts the 24 in the wall.
43 got the apron.
Here goes the wreck. Do they save it? 13 hard hit, single car incident. Does that trigger the yellow?
Well, I hope it does.
Galen with massive damage.
The 19 had no choice but to stick it down on the inside as he was getting massive shoves from the back.
Here goes 21, the Slade for a ride out of turn number 2. He gathers it back up. And things are intense. Frantic racing here with less than 20 to go and a pit stop still needing to be had here at Chicagoland.
But the 17's got anything to do with it. He's going to take that 17 car and put it in between that 19 and that 43. He's fighting for that second position coming off of turn 2 here. Go down the back stretch. Looks like the 43 got him to the wall a little bit.
He did just a tad, and that allowed the 17 to break free from him as well as the 22. All this happening to the fast cars that we've seen all day long are now running 1-2, and that is the 19 and the 17. Oh, we saw the 17 actually hit the wall right there.
All right, guys, sorry about that.
It looked kind of like a lag, but yeah. Yeah, everybody calm down. How many more laps we got?
There was 13 to go, so it'll be 12 to go next time by. Voltage, he's winner of Stage 1 and Stage 2. Looking to complete the trifecta here with bragging rights.
Hold on, guys. We got some pit road action. We got 21 down pit road. I don't know if it's scheduled. I don't know.
This is a scheduled pit stop, but there is damage on that front end of that machine, so he will definitely need.
But he will be able to make
yellow
it
flag
from here, though. So he's actually an early pit, so that might work to his advantage.
So this brings up a question. Do you guys think? I mean, we only got what, like 11, 10 laps to go. Think these guys can make it? Trying to stretch it?
The 17, the 43, the 24.
Oh, we got
everybody on pit road. Everybody is on pit road right now, but they look like they all gathered it up.
The 13, the 22, and the 88 are the only ones that stayed out.
Let's see if any of these guys had any speeding penalties, and do you take? We haven't even been able to talk about strategy as far as 4 tires versus 2. I think you need to have 4 tires if you want to be competitive, but with how short we have going to the finish, maybe you decide to take 2.
Hey man, it honestly depends on people's tire wear.
In the
As
wall.
I'm on Jaron Keffer's onboard, he
Mike
is heading
RPM
down
with a
pit
2-tire
road.
pit stop.
He might have only took a splash.
It's 17, and the rest of the field, they're all taking 4 tires. Mike RPM, the only one with 2 tires. He's up and ahead.
Let's see here. All right, guys, let's do a little math here. 10 laps to go. Mike RPM took 2. Everybody else possibly took 4.
He's a sitting duck.
But it's only a short run to the finish. So do you need 4 tires? Is 4 tires enough to overcome the gap that's been left behind by those that decided to take 2?
Well, I just hope that nobody got the pit road glitch, as you've seen a couple cars actually WWF and wrestling each other in the pit road right there. So I hope nobody occurred damage on pit road where the race will be fair.
Mike's on board. Well, Mike's on board right now, and you know he's got nobody behind him. But just coming out of turn 4, who do you see steamrolling back there?
That is the 17 of Fluffy. He was able to get around the 19, but these guys do have fresher tires.
So I wonder how worn are his left sides. I wonder how worn are those, because if the left sides are pretty worn and you only took right, ooh.
It'll be 7 to go next time by.
Yep, 7 to go next time by. He is right. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna see who.
I like the gamble because not only do you put yourself out front and have a chance to win this, if the yellow flag comes out, then everybody's got to take 4 tires, and you have put yourself in position to capitalize on that by controlling the restart. So it's not a bad gamble, but will it pay off?
I don't know, but he better hold these last few laps. He better hold these last few laps. You know, Fluffy messes up or something, because that 17 is coming, and he is coming fast.
Wish we were able to go side by side. You see the 43 right there, and there goes Fluffy, who has clean air and 4 fresh tires. I've been in this position here before, and you do lose about half a second a lap to those guys that are on 4 tires. So I believe he's within striking distance here, but 5 to go. Time is running out. The 17 car cannot make a mistake here.
And you're right, he can't. It's only a matter of time. But right behind the 17. Let's see who we got. You got the 20. You got the 19, and I want to say that's the 22.
No, that's the 12.
Behind the 17.
12.
Okay, the 12.
22 just went a lap down right here. Lap traffic, and he used the preferred groove. The 43, that's not going to help the chances of the 43 car at all. In fact, the 22 car is actually racing the 43. That's going to slow him down.
Oh,
that's exactly
boy.
what the 17 car wants to see here. Now he's definitely cut that distance in half.
This is what I like. This is maybe like some little team, a little bit of teamwork strategy. Maybe, Mike. Obviously, Mike, he came out of pits with 2 tires, obviously. So the 22 is like, hey, you know what, Fluffy? Maybe I'll sit here.
Oh, he put the bumper to the back end. The 22 car Diesel definitely slowed down. And here comes the 17 car of Fluffy to try and capitalize.
Man,
43 car lost all the momentum there fighting for the lead. Was less than coming to 2 to go next time by. Here comes Fluffy. He'll take a look to the inside in the 22 car.
The 43 is actually trying to pull off a smart move. He's trying to sit there and
use the 22 as a pick.
Yeah, he's trying to use the 22 as a pick so the 17 can get around. But just what happened, he forced it 3 wide. He was sitting there like, hey, since it's 2-on-1, I'm not gonna let this happen, and I'm not gonna let y'all draft up.
But
now, in typical Joey Logano fashion there, but he's been able to yield to the leaders. They'll face the white flag for the All-Star event here next time by. 43 on old tires. Here comes the 17 car taking a look underneath. Down to the outside, the 43 car with a big block out of 4. White flag in the win.
The 17 gets up under him, coming to 1 to go. 17's going to have the room.
think it's all over but the crying for the 43 car.
Don't rule it out, though. Still side by side. Mike trying to drive it hard for all that it is worth. Contact. Job's almost around. To the inside. Here comes the 43.
The crossover.
Does he muscle the 17 car up the racetrack? Side by side out of turn 4. This is for bragging rights in the Monster Energy Cup Series. Side by side for the lead.
They touch again.
43 gets them. 43 of Mike RPM wins the All-Star race by a nose in front of Fluffy.
And the 31 comes across the stripe sideways.
Wow, what a finish.
What a finish, guys.
Wow. And that right there shows
Do they know drama
versus 4.
Man, oh man, was that a hell of a finish.
Man, that was very close because it looked like on the top side, it looked like Fluffy had it. It literally looked like Fluffy had him just a little bit, but Mike RKM either side drafted or maybe knocked him up a little bit, give a little taste to be like, hey, look, this is last lap, right?
Yeah, that was
so 2 tires for RPM. Lets him come out.
Had to fight with the 22 car in typical Joey Logano fashion. With a lap down right there, but he was able to survive in one of the closest finishes we've ever had for the Midnight Broadcasting Network.
That was crazy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think the 2 tire strategy was gonna work. I didn't think, but like you said, him getting a pick and the 22 using the 43 as a little pick, so the 17 can get back up there with him. That it brought a little bit of shine to Fluffy, but at the end there he was just a little bit, just a bumper, just a hair off from victory. But that was a great finish.
That was a hell of a move by the 43 car on that last turn 2 right there.
That was, and it all
made it work.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just said he made it work.
You're right.
It was a 2-tire call there.
He set it up
to get him in
turn
position
2,
to do that.
Shoot, he was setting it up out of turn 2. He let maybe he let the 17 get out in front, but the 17 he kind of went up and tried to block him a little bit, and hey,
I was surprised by that move there by the 17 car, and we're able to join him right now. He's there live. Fluffy walking through that last lap in what has got to be the closest finish ever in Midnight Broadcasting Network history.
Dude, I don't even know what to say, honestly. That was just nuts, honestly. Well, I knew that last stop, some of them guys were going to take 2 tires because it was coming down to the wire, and I took 4. And when I did, I was like, all right, well, I'll catch Mike because Mike was going on 2 tires. And, heck, dude, when about 4-3 to go, I was catching him. I was right there. And then the 12 kind of trail braked me a little bit. But it's all good, man. Like, I didn't really care. But I got around the 12, and then I got a run on, the 43 there. And it was about last lap. He got a little bit loose coming off into 1. And, dude, by the time we got into 3, he launched that sucker in, dude. He got sideways, and I was sideways too, man, and on the high side, and just coming down the line, man, it was just, whoever's fender can, reach out to the end there, and, hey, we didn't win the race, but man, to be a part of that was truly amazing, and glad I was, door to door with Mike there at the end. That was incredible.
Walk us through those final couple of laps. It looked like the 22 car Diesel actually kind of helped you and then kind of hindered you there when he and the 43 actually had a little bit of contact there that allowed you to get to the back bumper of the 43.
Yeah, they were battling a little bit. Diesel had gotten off pit road because he was the last car out of pit road, and they were battling side by side. And not the 12 car, but the 22. kind of trail break me a little bit, so I didn't get the run on him. And I was trying to figure out a lane to really try to get by on both. But once I got by the 22, it just all correlated, just to be in Mike. And crazy enough, Mike, I thought at 4 tires against 2, you'd think the guy with the 4 fresh good years is going to win the race, but it came down to the wire with somebody that's on 2 tires versus somebody that's on 4. So it was nuts, dude. I mean, honestly, I've never there's been a few times that I've raced on here that it's come down to the wire like this, but not like this at midnight. Surely enough, I mean, this was an awesome and amazing, incredible race, those last 3 laps. But nonetheless, man, I got to give props to Mike. I got to give props to most of them guys out there tonight. Everybody was just conjoined together. And, Jobs had a fast car, Voltage, all them guys had a really good car. Everybody was equal to each other. You see the lap times, everybody was hitting 29 9s and 8s and stuff like that. So everybody was equal, man. Everybody had a really awesome car. It's like we didn't get the short end of the deal on the win there, but, either way, man, congratulations to Mike, dude. That was a hell of a finish and, good win for that camp. So, just moving on to next week, man. This is definitely a big momentum getter for next week.
All right. There you have it. Second place there. A great finish, a historical finish for the Midnight Broadcasting Network here. Mike RPM, your winner of the All-Star event for 2019. Now, Will, we understand that he's aggressive there on the racetrack, but that was a great move for him to be able to pull out the victory like that on 2 tires. What a call.
Yeah, that definitely was, man. He definitely had a good hot rod tonight. Yeah, that was a heck of a move, heck of a finish, man. Like to see a good close race. Real ballsy call taking 2. Might not have been so close if he didn't get held up by the lap car, but glad to see it, man. It's a pretty good finish. That move to the inside, like I said, he was just hoping it'd stick. I think he got into him a little bit, but that was racing. Yeah, man, hell of a finish, hell of a win.
All right. The All-Star event is won by an All-Star number. The 43 returns to victory lane in a big way here at the Midnight Broadcasting Network. From all of us here at the Midnight Broadcasting Network, we want to see you next week here as we return back to the series, and points are once again going to be discussed. I'm not quite sure exactly what's on the schedule, but I do know it will be an exciting one. If it's anything like the finish we saw here tonight, you are going to be in for a great treat. Congratulations there to Mike RPM, winner of the All-Star event at Chicagoland here for Will. I want to thank Marcus E-Dub for joining us up in the booth as well. And for myself, Alexander Ned, you can join us once again live here on YouTube here. Always look for the Midnight Broadcasting Network name. Subscribe to us. And we will see you next time right here on NASCAR Heat 4.